Hi and welcome to our first junior relations videos. In this video we're going to talk about coordinates. Coordinates represent a point on the Cartesian plane. This is a diagram and it is called the Cartesian plane. Plane means a flat surface. Right, so what we have in the Cartesian plane is a line that goes horizontally called the x-axis. Now, one way to remember it is x across, because x looks like a cross, and you might want to think of it x going across horizontally. This line here is called the y-axis, and it goes up and down vertically, and some people like to remember it with y to the sky. So we have x across and y to the sky. Now, the point where the two axes, well, we don't say axis, we say axes with an E. The point where the two axes meet is called the origin. Right, so what is a coordinate? A coordinate is two numbers written inside brackets. Must be inside brackets, and they must be separated by a comma. For example, inside brackets we have 4, 2. Now it's written as x, y. In other words, the first number that we write is the x direction, and that tells us how far to move along in the x direction. And the second number we write is in the y direction, and that tells us how far to move up and down in the y direction. So let's show you example 1, how to plot the point 4, 2. Always start at the origin, and the 4 tells us to move 4 squares sideways. It's a positive 4, so we're moving to the positive 4 to the right. The second number is a 2, it's a positive 2, and it tells us to move 2 squares up. So we're going 4 squares across and 2 squares up to get to this point right here, which is the point 4, 2. Right, example 2. We're going to plot this point 9, -1. We start at the origin, and the first number tells us which way to move across. It's a positive 9, so we're moving to the positive 9. The second number tells us which way to move up and down. It's a negative number, and that means we're not going up 1, we're going down 1. So we are now at the point 9, -1, which is this point right here. Right, example 3. Let's plot this point, -2, 3. Now, the first number tells us which way to go sideways. The second number tells us which way to go up and down. We're starting at the origin, and we're moving 2 squares to the -2, which means we're going 2 squares to the left now. And the second number is a 3, but it's a positive 3, so we're going 3 squares up again. So we're going 2 squares to the left, 3 squares up, and we are at this point here, -2, 3. All right, example 4, 4, 0. So once again, we start at the origin. The 4 is sideways, and it's a positive number, so we're going 4 squares to the right. The second number is up and down, but it's a 0, which means we don't move up and down at all. So we stay where we are, and we're sitting on the x-axis at this point, 4, 0. Right, our last example for this video is this coordinate here, -3, -1. Now they're both negative numbers. We start at the origin. The first number tells us which way to move sideways. It's -3, so we've got to move to the -3 to the left. And the second number is also a -1, so we're not going up 1, we're going down 1 square. And we are sitting at this point here, -3, -1. All right, that's us for our first relations video. Thank you very much for watching.